So David, I mean, you've been involved in so many different businesses, such an entrepreneur you are. Tell us about, obviously, how you spotted the market potential for Ann Summers.
Well, again, it's, that luck. I remember driving past the first Ann Summers store that had been opened by a man called Dandy Kim Waterfield, who incidentally was having an affair with Princess Margaret. Now that, allegedly, but that's what he told me. I believed him. And I met this Dandy Kim Waterfield. And bizarrely, this shop in Edgware Road was absolutely stacked with customers. There used to be a queue outside to get in. And he went bust. And the reason he went bust, and we all should take note of this, the reason he went bust, despite his success, his amazing success, he was earning, you can imagine, if you've got queue outside your store, I promise you're doing fantastic. He was doing fantastic. What his big problem was, he was spending more than he was making. And it's possible. He was making huge sums of money, but because he was Dandy Kim Waterfield, and he was a playboy, and he had a helicopter, and he was going out with Princess Margaret, maybe he was spending lots of money on her. I don't know. But he went bust. And
that's where you stood in and took the
opportunity. And I bought the store. Yeah.
And the success story continues. I think you've got 159 stores now, isn't it?
158.
159 by the time
we see
you
next year. Next week it'll be 159. You're absolutely right.
Congratulations, David. So, for all our wannabe entrepreneurs out there who have an idea, they've thought, right, I've spotted a market here. What advice would you give them when starting out?
Well, the main advice I'd give anybody is there's a myth that says that entrepreneurs have to gamble. They have to risk everything. They have to sell their house. They have to sell their car. I actually don't believe in that. I think that's a terrible, terrible mistake. And I've seen many young people go that route where they put all of their money into it. They just as well go and put it on black, because black as in on
casino, red or
casino.
black.
So, I would urge people not to do that, but to grasp the opportunity, be brave, be courageous, but don't be a fool.
Brilliant. And what does the future hold for your group of businesses?
Well, I mean...
anything else we can expect to see in the future?
Well, I'd like West Ham to win the FA Cup. I'd like us to beat Manchester United tonight. No, I'm still very optimistic about the future. I know that we're in a bit of a recession, and I know it's tough. I think there's great opportunities, both for big companies and for individuals. I think there's great opportunity for individuals in a recession. I'll give you an example. My company, just a small thing, but we put out to tender a couple of years ago for our cleaning contract at our head office. And we took a big company, not the cheapest, took the big company to do the cleaning. This time round, we've taken a small company because we've gone for the cheapest, and we've given the opportunity to a very, very small company. It only employs 6 people. But that's what the opportunity is, because all of a sudden, bigger companies start to look to cut costs. So those nice, comfortable, larger companies are in competition with young entrepreneurs, and that's why there's an opportunity.
Yeah, and it's a great time to start a business now, even in a recession.
I think so.
But you have to make sure that your product or service is doing what it says on the tin.
Well, it's more about you, the individual, because what an individual can deliver more than what a big company can, and it's his time. An entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur, when I say young, I mean young as in new. So you can be a 50-year-old entrepreneur. If you're just starting out, you're new, and therefore, but you can offer energy, you can offer your time, your perseverance, your determination, your courage, which means that you're prepared to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. You're prepared to be there late at night to deliver your service. Big companies get comfy, they get complacent, and they're easy pickings for young people. And I don't mean young people, I mean new people,
Yeah, young
new
entrepreneurs,
new
yeah.
entrepreneurs.
Brilliant. And has your business been affected at all by the current economic climate?
Yes.
In what way?
Well, I remember just a couple of months ago, had a meeting with all of our executives, and I stood up and I said, ladies and gentlemen, our turnover is down by 2.5%. Oh, dear. You can almost see everybody saying, oh dear, we're 2.5% down on turnover. But we're 7.5% up in profit. Yes! And there's a big round of applause. And that's the key. It is recessional, we are being affected, but the excitement is that you can still deliver profits because, you know, you're cutting costs, you're cutting waste. That's another big area. Cut waste and you can produce profits.
Yeah, and not spend more than you earn, like your friend, colleague.
My ex-colleague.